Chalo. So let's start this week's session. See, recently what happened was Niti Aayog has rolled out a plan for quantum technology or quantum computing. Okay, so Niti Aayog along with IBM has unveiled a roadmap for India. Okay, so by 2024, by 2047, what are the targets? What we will chalk out some targets. Okay, based on these targets, we will make sure that we achieve those targets. Okay, so taking that into consideration, so Niti Aayog along with IBM has rolled out a plan for quantum economy or quantum economy is economy which is built based on quantum technologies. What is quantum technologies? What is quantum computing? Now tell me, what is quantum computing? This is very much important for science and technology. మీరు quantum computers అని వింటారు కదా, computers వింటారు normal. You might have heard about computers. How normal computers are different from quantum computers? How many people are from engineering background? చెప్పండి, మీరు చెప్పాలి. నార్మల్ కంప్యూటర్స్ కి క్వాంటమ్ కంప్యూటర్స్ కి డిఫరెంట్ ఏంటి? See, you have to understand that. Let me make it clear. Quantum computers are advanced computing devices. Okay, classical computers kanna the information advanced ante enti computing. When we are doing advanced computations, we are doing advanced information is processed at a rapid speed. So you might easily get a doubt, sir, when we are doing an information processing, so when we are going for information processing, how normal computers compared to normal computers, how quantum computers differ? Okay, like first things first, let us start from very basic, because you don't know about that much details about that computing and computing technology. Let us see in every topic which I discuss, I'll consider that you don't know anything about the topic. Okay, until unless I discuss in the class. See, this week, if at all I have discussed quantum computing, tomorrow there might be a new application based on quantum technology. I'll not again discuss quantum computing basics. I'll discuss the application part. So based on that, we will also have a chain of events. In the class, learning process should be like, first, if you don't know, if at all I'm introducing a new thing, okay, irrespective of whether it is covered in general studies, I will make sure that I start from basics. So normal computing ki quantum computing difference enti ante, in normal computings, you know, మీరు ఇంత తెలుసు కావచ్చు, ఇంత తెలిసి ఉంటుంది. కంప్యూటర్స్ we would have studied in school. Computers goes for binary. Okay, binary numbers 0 1. So information collection and information output will be based on binary form. Okay, 0 and 1. But quantum computing will not be giving output either in 0 or 1, but rather it will be when information is processed by quantum computers, it will give outcome. It is processing outcome both 0 and 1. Like it is processing information like both 0 and 1. Now when I am talking about like what is happening is information processes is happening here. In normal computers we use bits, that is what 0 and 1. In quantum computing we use qubits. Qubits means the data will be processing rapidly in the form of 0 and 1. It will be fluctuating. Here in normal computing it will be either 0 or 1. Here it will be fluctuating between 1 and 0. It will be fluctuating between 1 and 0. Like, sir, how it will be fluctuating? See, we cannot go into the depth and we see, but you can understand that whenever you are tossing a coin, in normal computer you will say that either it might be heads 1 or tails 0. But in quantum computing, the information processing is when the coin is in the air. There you know it will be either 0 or 1. You see, that is how the processing is happening. So this is what we call as in qubits. So through qubits, the information processing is becoming, we are speeding up the information process. That is how normal computing is different from quantum computers. That is how quantum computers process information very quickly. Now, what is happening in quantum technology is through qubits. Okay, this qubits is, you see, like the information is fluctuating between 0 and 1. It will not be like one, we are not, it will be not like we are tossing one coin. There will be multiple coins. Okay, this all together, okay, there is an, like you can see, there are multiple transactions, multiple processing is happening. So this we call as a multiple processing is we call as an superimposition is happening in quantum computing. And this superimposition will happen, there will be multiple chain of events that will be tangled with another chain of events. So this is how you see, in a layman term, you can see that quantum computing, or through quantum computing we are processing rapid information. We are going for rapid processing speed. Okay, so now you have to with this explanation you understand that. So Niti Aayog and IBM have unveiled the roadmap. What are quantum computers? Quantum computers use special units called qubits to store and process information. So we are using qubits. Okay, unlike regular computers where bits can only be 0 or 1, qubits can be both 0 and 1. Now you understood how it can be both 0 and 1. I have given you an example. Okay, so if the coin falls down, okay, Rohit Sharma, unfortunately, the greatest captain of India, would lose major of the tosses. Okay, so Rohit Sharma would be thinking, his soul would be thinking that, let me jump into the air and see what is the outcome. But when he jumps into the air also, the outcome will be fluctuating between 0 and 1. That is what is how quantum computing is processing. So qubits can be both 0 and 1 at the same time. This ability to be in multiple states at once makes quantum computers different and potentially much more powerful than traditional ones. You understand my point? So this is how we are saying that quantum computers. Do you have problem with visibility? Is this blocking you? No? Everyone? Okay. So in multiple states. So this is how quantum computer differs with traditional ones. Now, what is that recommendations which Niti Aayog along with IBM has done that? Niti like IBM like it is a software company, like full form of IBM, I'm not sure. What is the full form of IBM? Like it's running in the mind that I'm not IBM. International Business Mission. So it is what one MNC. Okay. So along these people, they have given certain roadmap. Before talking about roadmap, let me tell you, when we are talking about quantum technology, let me make it clear. In UPSC nowadays, these technologies are there. No, earlier they used to ask, UPSC used to ask, like, explain this technology. Now UPSC is not asking you to explain technology. UPSC is asking you to application of technology. So where these quantum technologies will be used, where this quantum computing will be used. Let me make this one point very clear. When we are talking about any new technologies, you think that this new technology, when I am talking about artificial intelligence, when I am talking about machine learning, when I am talking about chat GPT, okay, all these things, you will say that this is a new innovation, new technology, new innovation. Quantum computing acts as a base for innovation. Quantum computing itself is an innovation, but it will act as a base for further innovations. Quantum computing technology will help further innovations on artificial intelligence, machine learning. Okay, quantum computing is furthering artificial intelligence. Quantum computing is furthering machine learning. So that is the reason why you can say this is an umbrella technology which would further more advanced technology. So that is the reason why quantum computing is very much needed. Why Government of India has formulated this roadmap? because government of India knows that which country makes leverage, makes the leap forward, which country leaps forward in quantum technologies. By default, that country will become an advanced country which possessing advanced technology. So that is the reason why we want to make leap forward with respect to quantum technology. That is the reason why we have formulated a roadmap. Through this roadmap, we are expanding quantum. We are using the potential which is available in India, the skilled workforce. Okay, through skilled workforce, through making quantum computing a part of curriculum, we want to make the emerging future generations having enough skills with respect to quantum technologies, and whereby they can leverage quantum technology for their individual growth and for also the growth of nation. You understand my point? That is the reason why we have chalked out a roadmap. This roadmap is saying that expand the quantum workforce, grow the scientific, deep engineering and professional development and ready workforce in 2-3 years. Through this quantum roadmap, we are trying to chalk out, we are trying to make workforce ready in quantum technologies. Means they are capable to do operations, become user friendly with respect to quantum technology. Okay, prioritization of 3 and 5 quantum opportunity areas. Of all the areas we are going to prioritize, like through quantum technology, whether are you going to using national security, how are you using quantum technology with respect to in the field of education, how are you using quantum technology in the field of medicine. Through that, you are prioritizing of top 3 to 5 quantum opportunity areas such as secure communication, health, pharma, cryogenics. Cryogenic is like, we will talk about this when a topic on space technology comes. So fuels, we are talking, sorry? Okay, oxygen and hydrogen, which is at very cold, low temperatures. Okay, minus. So we are talking about cryogenic fuels because cryogenic fuel will be more effective and less weight, and it will help in combustion process. Okay, so we are talking about cryogenics, financial services, logistic, etc. Accelerated lab to market transition means people who are skilled in lab, people who are people who have excelled in theory, they have to be recruited in industry. In India, unfortunately, what is happening is we are education system is becoming far from lab, and lab is becoming far from workforce. This gap is happening. Are you understanding the gap? So we have to overcome that gap, especially with respect to quantum computing. Lead in global standard setting. So we also, by taking the leap forward in quantum technology, we ourselves should set a standards in globally. So India, by becoming advanced in quantum technology, India should set standards in quantum technology. Now we are talking about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is there. ChatGPT is there. ChatGPT can be used for good purposes. Artificial intelligence can also be misused. So regulation of this is needed. So India is saying that by making advanced leap forward in quantum technology, India should set some standards. These are the areas where quantum technology should be used. These are the areas. Okay, this is how we can use quantum technologies. This is how quantum technologies might be misused. Okay. So India should leap forward and set standards. Okay, make India domicile attractive for startups. Means nothing but we have to promote more startups in quantum technology. So this is how we are going to build a roadmap for quantum technology. Is it clear? Now, this is a question based on this quantum technology, which I want you to write. Niti Aayog and IBM have unveiled a roadmap to position India among the top 3 quantum economies by 2030. So India should be the top 3 quantum technology countries by 2047. Discuss the key recommendations of the roadmap and analyze how they can accelerate India's quantum ecosystem. So you have to write this question. So in this, what you have to do is, sir, like we have discussed the broader recommendations. So ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చేయాలి అంటే what you are supposed to do is what I'm expecting from you. Before writing this answer, first take down this. No need to write because I'll send you the PPT to you. Okay, when you are writing this, before writing it, I'll show you how to read current affairs. Okay. Quantum technology, see, quantum technology roadmap PIB. This is that article of PIB which is talking about quantum technology. I wanted to include all this content in the PPT, but I felt that PPT will become too much. What happens is when I give PPT of 50 or 60 pages, students will feel after that you will feel comfortable to read. If the PPT itself is bulky, okay, so students will say that, sir, you have given for every week you are giving a book for current affairs. Sir, I don't want that to happen. I don't want you to overburden. That is the reason why when I am giving you a mains question, I'm showing you the source from where you see how well they have written about quantum technology. You see, quantum technology stand at the threshold. Listen, see, quantum technology are, can you see that? Can you see the screen? Okay, you can't see it. Okay, see, I'll read that statement for you. Quantum technology stand at the threshold of becoming one of the most transformative forces of our time. So quantum technology stand at the threshold of becoming one of the most transformative forces of our time. Their impact, quantum technology application will cut across sectors, redefining healthcare, finance, logistics, materials, energy, and national security. So this is a ready-made answer which has been like a piece of cake. Government of India is serving to you. All we have to do is we have to ఇప్పుడు ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత మీరు ఏం చేయాలంటే when you are about to write this answer, go read this thing and where you get ready-made content. You see, introduction is also ready-made. Quantum computing represents a turning point where technology moves beyond speed and scale and begins to solve problems once believed impossible. So once after before defining quantum technology, can you give this as an introductory statement? So this is how also you have to focus on improving answer writing. So quantum computing represents a turning point where technology moves beyond speed and scale and begins to solve problems once believed impossible. From drug discovery, quantum technology will help in drug discovery and climate modeling to national security and advanced materials. So this is how you have to, whenever I give a question, I'm not asking you to refer any other material. Other మన institute material ఇస్తారు చూడండి, దాంట్లో చూడండి, or you type PIB. By typing this PIB, hardly you need to spend after understanding quantum. I have explained you what is quantum technology. You no need to go and do additional research. You just have to read these things. So hardly how much you have seen. It will take hardly 5 minutes. After 5 to 10 minutes, you can easily write that answer. In this, clearly, the roadmap published by NITI Aayog lays out clear imperatives and actionable pathways for realizing this vision. So this article also talks about what are the guide paths which is been chalked out under this roadmap. You should include those. Okay, and listen carefully. This quantum computing roadmap, there is one factual information which is very much important. This is called as an NITI Frontier Tech Hub. Niti Ayog's Frontier Tech Hub. This has been given as a apex agency in Government of India, by Government of India, where it is focusing on promoting advanced technology. So Niti Frontier Tech Hub is an action tank for Vikasit Bharat, for making India developed. This is going to be as a think tank. Think tank ante telusu kada. Government of Narendra Modi will have some advisors. So it is like a think tank which will be promoting Vikasit Bharat. In that, Niti Frontier Tech Hub has identified quantum technology is also one such means which will help India in its path for development. So this is how you have to make sure that you focus on these aspects. Okay, so how you have to first, how our classes are going to help you understood format arthamainda. So I'll simplify the concept for you which is there in the news. I'll introduce the topics. I'll simplify the topic, what it is been talking about. I'll give the highlights of that thing, and I'll give you a question, and I'll also give you the source from where you have to read. Hardly it will be taking 10 minutes, but this I'm telling you, if at all you give your attempt in 2026, if at all you are going to give your attempt in 2027 and 2028 also, quantum technology, because the roadmap is still 2047. So this is like what you say, this is like a genie. Whenever it might present anytime, and it might be used in any. And you know, here we talked about one important point. Quantum technology will be used in national security. So as quantum technology is used in national security, quantum computing means like money laundering or to figure out terrorist links and all these things. You know, for suppose if at all I got an access to a code which has been sent by terrorist, or if at all I got a phone device of terrorist, you know, with normal computers, you see, we cannot decode, we cannot unlock that phone easily. Through quantum computers, you can unlock that phone very easily. You can unlock a secure link also, which terrorists are using to communicate. So quantum computing will also be used in paper 3, internal security. Internal security is protecting our national security. So in quantum computing also has a role to play in paper 3. This is how we are going to see. Okay, now next, have you seen the question? So I'll forward this PPT. Read the question carefully and write answer. And how many words? 250 words. Okay, the question you have to write in 250 words. Now, December 5th, World Soil Day. December 5th is World Soil Day. December 4th is World Cheetah Day. We talked about cheetahs, 7 big cats. Okay, we talked about International Big Cat Alliance. Like now, I need not say. Already I discussed about International Big Cat Alliance. Now, like the grandfather of Russia has came to India. Okay, so Putin visited India, and recently I'll talk about India-Russia relations in the next week. Let the things consolidate. Still it is going on kada. Ippudu malli cheppi malli next week repeat cheyadam enduku. Tomorrow in the next week I'll completely focus on India-Russia relations. No need to worry. So what I was trying to say is, Russia recently have decided that it will also join International Big Cat Alliance. So Russia is joining International Big. This is how you have to update the information which is already given to you. So International Big Cat Alliance, Russia has joined, shown its interest in joining. And December 4th is World Cheetah Day, and we also, India is in International Big Cat Alliance headquarters is in Delhi. We talked about in International Big Cat Alliance, how many big cats were there? 7. Of all the 7 big cats, how many are endemic to India? 5 are endemic. We talked about translocation of cheetah, Kuno National Park. What was other wildlife sanctuary? I have asked you a question. Have you figured out the answer to that? Sir, purpose of class should be in that way. There should be some learning should happen in the class. I'll give some assignments to you. You go and figure out. Okay. So it should not be like passive learning undadu. There should be an active learning. See, passive learning school stage lo chesam. Okay. But now you have to be active learning. So this year World Soil Day will be celebrated on December 5th with global theme. I've already explained. I need not explain this point. What did I say? Forest service వాళ్ళు కూడా ప్రిలిమ్స్ సేమ్ ప్రిలిమ్స్ రాస్తారు. ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ రిలేటెడ్ టాపిక్స్ విల్ బి వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫర్ ప్రిలిమ్స్. ప్రిలిమ్స్ కి ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ టాపిక్స్ ఎక్కువ వస్తాయి. సో ఇన్ ప్రిలిమ్స్ దేర్ వర్ రిపీటెడ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అబౌట్ on this day, on which day we celebrate soil day, on which day we celebrate like different like water pollution, so many broader things are there in our classes. We'll talk about that. So when we are celebrating this world soil day, so there will be certain theme. Okay, every year they will come out with certain theme. So what was the theme? So UPSC do ask about themes. What is the theme of this year is healthy soils for healthy cities. Basically what you have understood by this theme means nothing but this international world soil day we are focusing about conservation of soil. First thing. Second thing, we are precisely focusing on conservation of soil in cities. Why are we specially focusing on cities? Why do you think that why we are focusing on soil conservation in especially cities? Contamination of soil. Next, soil erosion ఎలా జరుగుతుంది? Fertilizers అవన్నీ రూరల్ ఏరియాస్ కదా. That is the reason why I am talking about urban dump yards. Okay, very good. Dump yards. Sir, one of the major problem with soil is happening is concretization jarutundi. You understand my point? So wherever you see concretization is happening, so when concretization is happening, underneath soil will be impacted. So that is the reason why this year, like FAO has majorly focused on food and agriculture organization. This is a wing of United Nations. Okay, FAO has majorly focused on the theme. What is the theme? Okay, healthy soils for healthy cities. Very important. Okay, and as I said, no, after it was adopted, FAO focused on every year from 2013 FAO was celebrating World Soil Day. Later it was adopted also by United Nations because FAO is a wing of United Nations. Next, so what are the advantages of soil? Okay, so soil has many advantages, you know, like nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle. Remember in schools we studied the role of soil because the cyanobacteria, you remember that? So cyanobacteria which is present in soil, which helps in nutrients recycling, whether it might be nitrogen, whether it might be phosphorus. We remember that. Okay, so nutrient recycling, water recycling, percolation of water. It acts as to store water. Okay, soil through its fertility will give food to us. So soil has a role to play in agriculture, supports plant growth. Soil provides a foundation for building and infrastructure. Soil acts as a carbon sink also. You know, that is the reason why carbons are stored in soil. Okay, so soil act as a carbon sink. Not only forest act as why forests are acting as a carbon sink? Why forests are acting as a carbon sink? Okay, greenhouse gases. Forest would capture greenhouse gases. Also, the soils which is present, okay, will also act as carbon sinks. Next, soil contains the key to balance of nature by nutrient recycling. But unfortunately, in the world, what FAO was saying that on the World Soil Day, it is saying that in the world, 1/3 of soil erosion has been happened. Okay, in the world, how much soil erosion is happening? 1/3 has already been eroded. So this is a major cause of concern which FAO is focusing. In India, nearly 28% of the soil erosion has happened. This data, where you will use when you are writing an answer, soil pollution, soil erosion. Okay, there you will use this data. Now, current status of soil in India. Nearly 29% of Indian landmass, okay, is degraded. Nearly 29% of India's landmass is degraded with loss of fertility. Soil fertility has been lost. Salinity lost. and declining of organic carbon levels. Just now we see that soil will act as an carbon sinks. So declining carbon levels. Areas affected by water erosions. Okay, so majority of the areas are affected by water erosion alone exceeded 68 million hectares, particularly in rain-fed regions. Okay, so water erosions, because of water, the nutrients in soil will be eroded. That is what is talking about. Plastic residues, soil constant, plastic residues, mercury residues, heavy metals like mercury. Okay, pesticides build up on the soil. You see, because when we nowadays farmers, Indian farmers came on because nowadays now we are talking about soil health card. Soil health card ante body checkup elano soil checkup anamata. So soil health card is a scheme which has been launched by Government of India. Enduku launch chesaru ante, see, whenever you get when you are affected with some flu, normal flu, if at all you are having cold, doctor would never advise immediately you take medicines. Doctor would say go for natural treatment. Okay, natural treatment is not like tax temples కాదు. ఓకే, ట్యాక్స్ టెంపుల్స్, నాన్ ట్యాక్స్ టెంపుల్స్ ఉంటాయి తెలుసా? ఓకే, ట్యాక్స్ టెంపుల్స్ తెలియకపోతే యు ఆర్ వెరీ ఇన్నోసెంట్. సో ఐ ఆమ్ ప్రౌడ్ ఆఫ్ మై స్టూడెంట్స్. ఓకే ఓకే, సో కలర్డ్ వాటర్స్ ఉంటాయి చూడు, కలర్డ్ వాటర్, పీపుల్ డ్రింక్ కలర్డ్ వాటర్ చూడండి అది. సో ఓకే, సో ఎనీవేస్, సో వాట్ ఐఎమ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు సే ఈస్, see, in this process I forgot what I was discussing. Okay, where were we? Soil. So the point is, when we are talking about soil health card scheme, there is a soil health card scheme where we are checking the quality of the soil, and if you are growing paddy, what is that nutrients which is needed for the growth of paddy? If you are growing maize, what is that nutrient which is needed? So based on the soil profiling, we would make sure that what are the nutrients which is needed. Unfortunately, what is happening is, like unfortunately what is happening is, farmers would think that when we give more pesticides, there will be more outcome. But scientifically that is not correct, because in this process soils are being loaded with fertilizers. So this is also the problem. Soil organic carbon, the foundation of soil fertility, has fallen below global averages. So these are all the problems of soil fertility, soil degradation, soil health in India. So let us look at global. Okay, what are the initiatives which has been taken by internationally? Internationally, as I said, FAO is one of the leading organization which started this initiative called World Soil Health Day. Why do you celebrate a day? Means nothing but to give recognition, to give attention to the problem. We are saying, no, happy birthday. Amongst the class, you will be celebrating on that day. Okay, కొత్త డ్రెస్ వేసుకొని వస్తావు. ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే కొత్త డ్రెస్ వేసుకొచ్చినారు కాదు, along with that మీరు ఏం తీసుకొస్తారు అనేది. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి అంటే, బై గెటింగ్ రికగ్నిషన్, మీన్స్ బై you are making that issue as a limelight. You are bringing that issue into limelight. Means it is a cause of concern where everyone should make efforts. That is the reason why we are celebrating a World Soil Day. On the same lines, FAO is taking an initiative called Global Soil Partnership. So FAO has taken an initiative called Global Soil Partnership and United Nations led platform coordinating policy. Means we are formulating policy, we are formulating capacity building. Means nothing but we want people to work on promoting soil health. Capacity building means we need schemes like soil health card scheme. We need scientists working on soil, how to protect the soil. And like Sadhguru have also taken one of the major initiative to protect the soil. Okay, he traveled all over the world, and that what Sadhguru is trying to do. Sadhguru is trying to bring focus to promote and conserve soil health, because soil, without soil, think about, without soil we cannot grow food. Soil is a root cause for vegetation. Okay, for proper vegetation we need soil. So that is the reason why we are focusing on that. And recently, yesterday, after this only, in another newspaper, I have seen a solution which is talking about promoting soil health. They are saying that first we have to promote forest, because when forests are promoted, degradation will not happen. Because forest plants runoff erosion and water erosion will be reduced. Alane, one of the major solution, very unique solution, important, effective solution which is given, solution which has been suggested is we have to promote grasslands. If grasslands are promoted, fibers, roots of the grasslands will be spreading underneath. If grasslands are promoting that roots, so soil will be intact with that grassland, soil erosion will not happen. So that is the reason why this is not mentioned in this. You can take down the notes. So by promoting grasslands, soil health can be provided. You understand my point? Forest cover benchali to increase the soil quality, to increase the retention of fertility of soil. Alanne, we also have to promote grasslands. So this is one which has been covered in a separate article. Okay. Can you repeat? So to promote soil health, along with forest cover, means along with planting trees, we also need to promote development of grasslands. You understood why grasslands are needed? Okay. So there is also, along with that, there is also United Nations Convention. Building grasslands is not an institutional mechanism. This is an institutional mechanism. FAO is an institution which is working on soil health. United Nations Convention to combat desertification. There is an international organization called United Nations Convention to combat desertification. So this is also focusing on desertification. Desertification means cutting of trees. So we want to, this is focusing on increasing tree cover. So this is focusing on increasing tree cover or forest cover, tree cover. Okay, next. Indian initiative. What are the measures which has been taken to protect soil health, soil cover, soil fertility in India? We have started soil health card scheme in 2015. Okay, and Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. What is this Krishi Sinchai Yojana is? It is like Krishi Sinchai Yojana is like a Raskondi. It is micro. Krishi Sinchai Yojana is micro irrigation scheme. Just now I have said no, because of water discharge, soil erosion will happen. So heavy water flow, floods, when there is activities like flood, heavy runoff, water runoff, soil fertility will be decreased. So to make sure that soil fertility is intact, we are promoting micro irrigation schemes. When you are doing micro irrigation scheme, you are just only promoting the moisture for the soil, but you are not making sure that fertility is not being eroded. Are you understanding how micro irrigation schemes help in retaining soil fertility? So that is the reason why Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana is a micro irrigation scheme whereby we are making sure that soil fertility is intact. Okay. Next, Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana means nothing but it is a central scheme. What central scheme is doing is it is trying to promote funds to the states, saying that states you have to make sure that you make efforts to promote soil health, make sure that soil degradation should not happen. So state-led soil health intervention schemes. For state-led intervention, central government is promoting funds. Okay. Land reclamation projects means through land reclamation, and after land reclamation, what you are going to do? You are going to construct forest. So land reclamation projects and infrastructure like custom hiring centers for conservation activities, for soil conservation and soil protection, you are hiring people. Okay, so these are all the initiatives which has been taken. Is it clear? Now we understood what are the measures, what are the challenges, what are the measures, what are the international challenges, what are the measures which we have to take. One thing which is not there here is recently one research have been done, and in that research they have said that more than forest cover will definitely boost soil health, but particularly when we grow grasslands. So soil fertility, soil retention, conservation of soil health will be more effective. Okay, so this has been mentioned. Now, this is a question. Okay, another question for mains. World Soil Day highlights soil as a living system central to food security. As I said, no. What are the advantages of soil? It is central to food security, climate action, and ecosystem resilience. Ecosystem resilience we talked about. Okay, we talked about it acts as an means for nutrient recycling, nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle. We talked about that. Carbon cycle. Okay, so ecosystem resilience, discuss its significance for shaping India's soil governance and conservation priorities. So this is also 250-word answer. You have to write 250-word answer. Before yesterday only there was an editorial with respect to soil. Now, very important, listen carefully. I have seen for the first time, even I did not know this point till I read that article. Soil. Now, my question is, I'll ask you a question. Is soil a renewable source or a non-renewable source? Is soil a renewable source or a non-renewable source? You know what is renewable sources and non-renewable sources? Okay, fossil fuels are non-renewable sources. Okay, renewable sources, solar energy, these are renewable sources. Now, is soil a renewable or non-renewable? Soil is non-renewable source. Okay, this I don't know. Even I searched in internet and I have seen that this is true. So this might be a question in UPSC. UPSC will ask such a type of unconventional questions. This is one thing. Tomorrow you go to your room, in the newspaper clearly they said that it is a non-renewable source. These type of things which you have to highlight from newspaper. Okay, so this is also very important factual information for prelims. Okay, so when we are talking about the nature, it is also non-renewable, because automatically you can understand the logic. If at all a soil fertility is lost, it will take around hundreds of years. It will take 100 to 400 years to replenish itself. Then that is making it non-renewable nature. The nature is driving because of that. We never look at the point. We never thought it from that context. In the limelight of renewable or non-renewable, we never thought. Okay, after reading that newspaper, we figured out that. And this, you see, this is very much important for prelims. Okay, chalo. Mahad Satyagraha. So recently, you know, this Mahad Satyagraha is in the news. Now, what is Mahad Satyagraha? And who is that person associated with Mahad Satyagraha? Ambedkar is associated with Mahad Satyagraha. It is a first human rights movement which is conducted in pre-independent India, which was led by Ambedkar. Mahad Satyagraha is, you know, in India, caste rigidities, caste discrimination is more, caste hierarchy is more. Okay, and with caste, you see, there is a concept of purity and pollution which is attached. Concept purity of pollution, untouchability, telusu kada. Okay, so that is the reason why you see some communities were called as an outclassed communities. They were not allowed into cities and towns. Okay, those are called as an untouchables. And you know, when we are talking about water resources, wells, okay, ponds were within the villages or cities. Surviving without water will be difficult, and water is a public good. It is a natural resource. No one can have control over that. Unfortunately, in India only, water was controlled. Access to water was restricted by upper caste to lower caste. So around this issue, there was a resolution which is passed in in Bombay presidency, bold resolution saying that water should be made accessible to everyone. There was a resolution which is passed, and there was an municipality of Bombay municipality also have taken a measure saying that water should be accessible. No one should deny water. Okay, access to water cannot be denied. That was a resolution. Government have made a resolution providing access to water, but upper caste is not allowing lower caste to access water. So Ambedkar ji, okay, Ambedkar, Honorable Ambedkar, along with other Dalit community people, marched into cities or places where water is there. So through this march, they led a non-violent march, and okay, so they led a non-violent march showing that assertion of their civil rights. This is our civil rights. How can you deny us water? And through their march, they went into public wells and took water. Okay, that is the reason why Mahat Satyagraha is very much important for assertion of civil rights. Accessing water is a basic human rights. That is the reason why Mahat Satyagraha is called as a first human rights movement in India. This also you have to make. And this Satyagraha challenged Brahmanical hegemony and and in this context only, after that, when there was so much of this atrocities of upper caste irritated Ambedkar. Okay, so irritated Ambedkar ji. So, and therefore Ambedkar realized that this upper caste are gaining legitimacy through this Manusmriti, and this led to burning of Manusmriti. Many people will not explain the reason. They will just exemplify that Ambedkar have taken this measure. Why he have taken this measure? There is a justification to that. People are not able to access water. So this is what is Mahat Satyagraha. Okay. Key features of Mahat Satyagraha, and this Mahat Satyagraha led to the concept of constitutional morality based on liberty, equality and fraternity, later embedded in the constitution. Okay, later this movement has clearly emphasized on human rights, emphasized on equality, and through these lessons we learned, this has acted as an inspiration. Based on this learning only, we have later included constitutional morality called liberty, equality and fraternity in the constitution. Participation of women. Ambedkar addressed women directly, making gender equality central to the anti-caste struggle. In Mahat Satyagraha, we see participation of women. Tomorrow they will ask, in Mahat Satyagraha, did women participate? Yes. Non-violent democratic protest. This is a non-violent democratic protest. Okay, and outcome of Mahat Satyagraha is legal victory. Courts held no valid custom existed to bar Dalits from public tanks. Strengthened Dalit political consciousness. Now when we are talking about Dalit rights, Mahat Satyagraha is one of the landmark movement which created consciousness. If at all they have been deprived any rights, they have the right to do non-violent democratic protest. And this is an inspiration in this present in the contemporary society also. We learn inspiration from movements like Mahat Satyagraha. Okay, next. Is it clear? So these are the topics. Next, there is a concept called Colombo Security Conclave. Okay, before going into Colombo Security Conclave, listen carefully. Okay, one second. When we are talking about Colombo Security Conclave, you have to understand that. Okay, India, when we are talking about India, India is one such country in the world which is having control over Indian Ocean region. So, when I teach international security, international relations, I will say that India is acting as an, listen carefully, net security provider in Indian Ocean region. What is that? India is acting as a net security provider in Indian Ocean region. Means nothing but what I'm trying, very simple terms. The sphere of influence of India in Indian Ocean region is more. Okay, India has control over waters in Indian Ocean region. Now, sir, why are we concerned about Indian Ocean region? Just a brief introduction. Now, you know, where are the world developed countries located? Europe, USA. Actually, development anedi 20th century, 19th century lo development happened in Europe, USA. But akkada development jaraganam valla resource extraction jarigindi, exploitation exceeded, development exceeded, and there is no available resources. So the potential for growth is not there in developed countries. Now the potential for development has shifted to Indian Ocean region or Asian countries. You understand my point? Asian countries have more human resources, more natural resources also. So now the world, the power shift, okay, you can understand in this way. The power shifted from west to east. Means power shifted from developed countries to Indian Ocean region. Okay, that is the reason why Indian Ocean region is one of the strategic points, strategic location in international relations, because majority of the world trade will pass through Indian Ocean region. You know, in Indian Ocean region, okay, here you have West Asia, here you have Africa, and here you have like Suez Canal, and here you have Europe. From trade from Europe, or when West Asia is known for oil resources, from oil resources from West Asia will enter, oil resources from West Asia will pass through Indian Ocean region, okay, Persian Gulf, Indian Ocean region. From Indian Ocean region, it will go to either Southeast Asian countries or China. So this is there. So Indian Ocean region is very much important for trade navigation, and country which is having control over Indian Ocean region will country which is having control over Indian Ocean region is also controlling a kind of influence on Jordan. That influence is there for India. That is the reason why India is called as a net security provider. Net security provider means all the trade which is happening in Indian Ocean region. Okay, trade జరిగేటప్పుడు pirates ఉంటారు చూడండి, pirates of Caribbean. Pirates might attack. There might be some problem to trade. Then India is one country in Indian Ocean region which will provide security to the trade passages. Not only trade which is coming to India, trade which is going to other countries also will be provided security by India. Means nothing but you have to, what I am trying to say is, India is having a sphere of influence over Indian Ocean region. Now what is the major problem of China is, China don't have influence in Indian Ocean region. Because who is having a sphere of influence over Indian Ocean region? India. Problem of China is that this. Why China is troubled with India is because China is troubled with India because India's influence is there in Indian Ocean region. Now in Asia, India and China want to become superpowers. There can be only one country as number one top. So now China is definitely more powerful than India, but in Indian Ocean region, India is powerful. So that is the reason why that is a cause of concern for China. Now, in Indian Ocean region, there is not only India, there are other countries like Sri Lanka, Maldives, Mauritius. Okay, so India is collaborating with other neighboring countries which are having access to this coastal water, and thereby we are providing increasing sphere of influence. We are also providing security in this ocean. You know, when we are talking about coastal water, there is so much of prone to national disaster, cyclones, tsunamis. human disasters. That is the reason why India is collaborating with these neighboring countries in this name and also providing security in this region. Okay, so national security advisors, Ajit Doval unnaru chudandi, along with India's national security advisors, other countries, regional country security advisors meet annually to discuss about security aspects. That is what we call as an Colombo Security Conclave. Simple? Not that difficult? Chalo. Colombo Security Conclave. It is a regional security grouping comprising India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, as I said, no, Maldives, Mauritius, and Seychelles. Please note that actually many, even officially also, still it is debatable that Seychelles, did it officially become or not? Still there is ambiguity. So for the time being, you can say that Seychelles is in consideration. Okay, Seychelles can be considered as sixth country which have joined Colombo Security Conclave. Listen, definitely for now, you don't have exams now. As of now, your exam is in May. Okay, by that time we will get some clarity regarding this inclusion. By that time, I will tell whether Seychelles is a member or not. But some newspapers are saying that it is a member. So we still have some ambiguity. Let me make it clear. So what are the countries which are part of Colombo Security Conclave? India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Mauritius. Now, initially there was only 3 countries which are part. Then you see other countries have become part. I have given that here. What is that? Seychelles, that is a factual information I have included here. You can see Colombo Security Conclave. What are the core objectives? It is to promote regional security by addressing transnational threats and challenges of common concern to the member countries. Okay, as I said, no, tomorrow there might be a question. Colombo Security Council brings together national security advisors and deputy national security advisors of the member countries. It is not defense ministers. Okay, it is not foreign ministers. These are, who is heading that meetings? It is national security advisors. Tomorrow in prelims they might ask this. Okay, I have said that initially it was known as Trilateral for Maritime Security Cooperation involving Maldives, India and Sri Lanka. Later Mauritius joined. Recently Bangladesh joined. And now you see Seychelles also joined. 5 pillars of Colombo Security Conclave: maritime safety and security, countering terrorism and radicalization. What is radicalization? Radicalization means, every religion has conservative elements, radical, fundamentalist elements. So they might control, terrorists might control this, influence this region. So again, making this region free from radicalization. Radicalization, making sure that there is no fundamental elements like terrorist, ISIS. These are radical organization. So free from radicalization and counter terrorism. Combating trafficking and transnational organized crime. Combating trafficking, human trafficking would jarutadi, commodity trafficking jarutadi, illegal exports of commodities. You see, for suppose, many people are interested in buying cheap products. Cheap products, where country nunchi ela vastayi? From ships. Okay, majorly they enter into India through ships. Andunchani chudandi, port areas lo like smuggled goods antaru chudandi. So trafficking here not only includes human trafficking but also goods trafficking and transnational organized crime. Fake currency, drugs, okay, are the means of organized crime. So we are making sure India is free from, not only India, all these 6 countries are free from all these issues. Who is leading this? India is leading. Cyber security and protection of critical infrastructure. Definitely along, we are getting internet. We think that we are getting internet wirelessly, but to get internet somewhere optical cables untaya leva. So optical cables, undersea optical cables, we have to protect that also. Okay, humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. So these are the things. Next, now recently in India, what is happening is rupee depreciation is happening. What do you understand by rupee depreciation? Very simple. Earlier the value of dollar was 80 rupees. Now the value of dollar became 90 rupees. That is what is rupee depreciation. If the value of dollar became 70 rupees, then it will be called as an appreciation. So first you have to understand that what is rupee depreciation, how it will be impacting economy, and how to address this rupee depreciation. Okay, now if you have certain basics with respect to economy, everyone is in shock. Why they are in shock is, everyone is saying that India is growing more than the growth rate of India is more than the projected growth rate. India is growing more than 8. October lo projection is 8.2. GDP was growing, but rupee is depreciating. Okay, why this is happening? So why rupee depreciation is happening? What are the causes for rupee depreciation? How to address this rupee depreciation? We will look into the issue. Now we understand what are the broader outlines, what we are going to look into this issue. Okay. Now, what is rupee depreciation? Rupee depreciation refers to a decline in the value of Indian rupee relative to the foreign currency in the open market. Now, what are the primary factors that driving depreciation? Okay, what are the factors? Meer cheppandi, don't look at the board. Okay. Correctly chepparu, US tariffs. Actually, US tariffs is also one of the major problem. India is one of the major, USA is the major export destination of India. Means majority of India's exports are reaching USA. Now because of US tariffs, that exports are not there. Now when exports are decreasing, imports are increasing, what is happening? Trade deficit increases. So trade deficit is one of the major cause of rupee depreciation. One thing. Second thing is, not only US exports, there is also uncertainty with respect to free trade agreement with USA. India and, okay, Trump and Narendra Modi. Recently, meeku telusu kada breakup ayipindi. So Trump is angry on Narendra Modi. Okay, because Narendra Modi is not lifting the phone calls. 40-50 times cheshindu. Silent mode lo pettesaru Narendra Modi. Okay, our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, has ghosting. Okay, so Gen Z terms vardam. So Narendra Modi is ghosting. Honorable Prime Minister is ghosting Trump. So when this ghosting is happening, Trump is feeling frustrated one-side lover. Okay, this frustrated one-side lover is been affected. So actually India and USA were on talks regarding free trade agreement. But this free trade agreement, there is no certainty with respect to free trade agreement. So trade imbalance, trade deficit is one of the reasons for rupee. See, when trade deficit is happening is, how trade deficit is leading to currency is leading to currency depreciation is when you are attracting imports, means nothing but when you are attracting imports means people will buy in dollars. When you are actually when you are exporting, people will buy in dollars. When you are importing, you have to give dollars. At the end of the day, dollar and rupee is demand and supply. If dollar demand for dollar is increasing, automatically rupee declines. You understand my point? When we are when our exports have declined means no one is purchasing our product. We are sending in Kashmir apple. People will buy Kashmir apple in dollars, but we are not getting the dollars. So as we are lacking in dollars, that is the reason why our dollars are been going more rather than incoming dollars kanna outgoing dollars ekkunna. So that is the reason why trade deficit is happening. It is impacting rupee. This is one thing. Second thing is, as I said, no uncertainty with respect to trade. So in economy, we talk about a concept called in economy we talk about a concept called foreign portfolio investors. Foreign portfolio investors means foreigners would invest in India. These foreign portfolio investors invested in India because they felt that there will be free trade agreement, there will be more trade between India and USA. So they speculated that and they have invested in India. Now, with more distance which is happening between Indian Prime Minister, means India and USA. So that is the reason why these people, foreign portfolio investors, are concerned and they are selling rupee and purchasing dollars and leaving India. You understand my point? So automatically what is happening? The basket of dollar is increasing. The basket of rupees, you understand my point? So that is the reason why the demand for dollar, when there is a demand for dollar, automatically rupee falls down. You understand my point? Second point. Inkokati enti ante, third point is, when we are talking about this, this is not, I think this is not mentioned here in this, that was I was looking, it is not mentioned here. There is a concept called yield rate. I know I am going more technical, but I am trying to simplify. Now you understood what is the role of FPIs in rupee depreciation. What did I say? They are selling rupees, they are buying, they are taking their dollars and going back. So that is the reason why definitely it will be impacting rupee. Next, yield rate. There is a concept called yield rate. Ante point ఏంటంటే నీ దగ్గర ఇలా చూడండి, నీ దగ్గర డబ్బులు ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి, every individual want to double that money. Okay, every individual want to double that money. People like me want to triple that money. Okay, greedy. So when people want to double that money, where do you invest? The yield, interest rate or the outcome better oste akkada you will invest. Actually, why many USA investors invested money in India is because Indian economy was growing and there will be a better interest, better profit outcomes. Recently, USA, what happened was, you have to understand that basic economy enti ante, USA from 2008, there is a problem called subprime crisis. USA faced so much of economic crisis in 2008. This is what we call as a subprime crisis. This is also called as a global recession. Our context nunchi 2008 nunchi US economy is recovering. Ee recovering phase lo US Federal Bank ఉంటుంది చూడండి. Federal Bank ఏం చేస్తుంది? ఇంట్రెస్ట్ రేట్ తగ్గియడం, పెంచడం ఇవి చేస్తుంది కదా. సో USA did not reduce that interest rate because still USA was recovering. Now what happened was, now the present trend is, if you invest money in USA, you are getting better yield. For the money if you invest in USA, you are getting better outcomes. So the yield rate in USA has bettered. When yield rate increased, foreign investors instead of India, they will invest in US. These are all the factors led to demand for dollar declining the demand for rupee. So this is how you have to understand. So what are the challenges? Definitely, as I said, that imported inflation, high import prices will drive inflation. Means nothing but, what is high import price? Now earlier our dollar was 80 rupees, for example. Now our dollar became our rupee became, like $1 was 80 rupees, now $1 became 90 rupees. Means nothing but the price for imports automatically increases. Means nothing but your value of rupee is falling. Are you understanding? Should I explain it with figure? Array, read this point. Imported inflation, high imported prices drive domestic inflation in India. What is high imported prices? Let me tell you. Take this as an example. $1 what's the time? $1 is equal to 90 rupees. Huh? Time 1 అవుతుంది అది. ఓకే, $1 is equal to 100 rupees. Means nothing but rupee value is depreciating from 90 to 100. Now I have 10,000 rupees. Okay, I have 10,000 rupees. At the end of the day, if I get a chocolate for suppose 100 rupees I am getting a chocolate. Will I get chocolate earlier? Okay, earlier I was getting a chocolate at 90 rupees. Okay, but ila chudandi 110 rupees means rupee value depreciated. Okay, equation will be very simple. That is the reason why earlier I am getting a product for $100. Now rupee has depreciated. Will I get the same product for 100 for 10 with I have 10,000 rupees? I don't have more money. Okay, but internationally my possession of money has lost its value. 10,000 rupees I am getting. Earlier I was getting that product, but now I am not getting that product. That is what is high import prices driving domestic inflation in India. Simple logic. You understand my point? So rising subsidy burden. Have you understood this point? So earlier I was my money, మీ జేబులో ఉన్న మనీ అయితే పెరగదు కదా ఆటోమేటికల్ గా. మీ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్ లో ఉన్నది పెరగదు కదా. యూ హ్యావ్ సేమ్ 10,000 రూపీస్. విత్ 10,000 రూపీస్ ఎర్లియర్ యు ఆర్ బయింగ్ ఏ ఫోన్ అనుకోండి. Will with that same 10,000 rupees in the changed scenario, will you get that product? No, means nothing but you have to spend more money. More money means nothing but inflation. Price పెరుగుతున్నట్టే కదా. So that is what is high imported prices drive domestic inflation. Okay, and exports benefit untadi. Imports will be impacted, exports will be benefited. That is what I said. Positive impact. These are negative impacts. Okay, this is positive impacts. Improved export competitiveness. Okay, our exports will become competitive because the price of the commodity of that product which is coming from India, basmati rice of India, earlier it was sold at 100 rupees. Now it will be sold at less value. So improved export competitive. Indian goods become cheaper internationally, potentially boosting exports. Higher value of remittances. Our remittances means because you are earning in dollars, your value of compared to rupee will be increased because at the end of the day you will convert it into rupees. What is the measures which we have to take? Measures we have to take is RBI will interfere in forex market. Means nothing but RBI will say, RBI దగ్గర forex dollar reserves ఉంటాయి చూడండి. Here what is happening is dollar and rupee fluctuation is happening. Demand for dollar is increasing. Means nothing but demand for dollar తగ్గియాలి అంటే what you will do? You will supply more dollar into the market. When supply increases, automatically demand comes down. So that is there. And RBI increases interest rates. RBI will increase interest rates. And we will also try to do currency swap agreements. Means nothing but what is currency swap agreements is, now exchange is happening through dollars. Now we are not doing exchanges through dollars. We are doing exchanges through currency. Okay, Iran, are you are you sending us products through these? You give product in your currency, accept our products in our currency. So we will not use dollar as an intermediary. Then there will not be any problem, no? So fiscal and structural measures. So this is what we have. Promote long-term capital inflows. Means at the end of the day, you have to make we have what you have to do to address this currency depreciation. We have to reduce our trade deficit. When can our trade deficit will happen? Reduce import dependency and promote exports. That is what you have to do. Attract more FDI, boost exports, reduce import dependency. So this is how you have to see devaluation versus depreciation. What do you understand by devaluation and depreciation? Depreciation is because of market forces. Now, how our currency is been depreciating. Devaluation ante deliberately you are reducing your value of rupee. Definitely depreciation is leading to increasing exports. Devaluation valla kuda exports, devaluation and depreciation anna okate. You are reducing the price of currency. Devaluation ki depreciation ki enti ante devaluation is deliberately you are doing. Depreciation is market forces is doing it. You understand my point? If market forces are doing it, that is depreciation. If you are doing it deliberately, that is devaluation. China ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే deliberately it will devalue its currency. ఎందుకు China will deliberately devalue its money? Exports ప్రమోట్ చేయడానికి. అందుకని చూడండి China is doing dumping అంటాం చూడండి. చీప్ చైనీస్ ప్రోడక్ట్, మేడ్ ఇన్ చైనా ప్రొడక్ట్స్ అన్ని ఎక్కడైనా చూడండి. ఎందుకు అంటే ఇట్ విల్ డెలిబరేట్లీ డివాల్యుయేట్ ఇట్స్ మనీ. దానివల్ల ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్ పెరుగుతాయి, అక్కడ ఉన్న ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్ ప్రమోట్ చేస్తారు. సో చైనీస్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ విల్ బి క్యాప్చరింగ్ countries. So that is what is devaluation and depreciation. So this is a question which is given. Which of the following is not the most likely measure the government RBI takes to stop the slide of Indian rupee? Indian rupee depreciate avakunda చూడడానికి what will be the measure which will be taken by government of India? Okay, of all the four things, curbing imports of non-essential goods and exports. Now trade deficit in India is happening because gold, silver, ivi import chesukodam valle kada. Definitely this will not be the answer, because which of the following is not? Encouraging Indian borrowers to issue rupee denominated masala bonds. Masala bonds means you are in rupee denominated. In rupee denominated, if masala bonds ante enti ante itla chudandi, Indian rupee denominated bonds is been issued in foreign countries. There is a wing of World Bank. There is a wing of World Bank called International Finance Corporation. International Finance Corporation will issue masala bonds. Ante Indian rupee denominated bonds. If a foreigner want to invest in masala bonds, he have to convert the dollar into rupee and purchase the bonds. So definitely, if you are encouraging Indian borrowers to issue rupee denominated bonds, means you will get okay, your rupee value is promoting, no? Then definitely it is not the thing. You understand my point? Masala bonds అర్థమైందా? Masala bonds అంటే ఏంటి అంటే, okay, Trump want to invest in India, remember. So India ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే రూపీ డినామినేటెడ్ బాండ్స్ ని, means rupee denominated bonds is, this is a value of I want 1000 crores. Okay, for my company I want 1000 crores. In rupee denominated I am giving a bond, I am issuing a bond. Bond ante enti ante like you buy this bond worth is 1000 crores. After 5 years I'll only purchase this bond at 1050 crores, 1060 crores. That is why they will be purchasing the bonds. So rupee denominated bond will be sold by International Finance Corporation, that is a wing of World Bank. So people who want to buy that, they will sell the dollar, convert the dollar into rupee, and they will purchase. So if rupee value is increasing here, how it will be a cause of how it is not? Definitely it is. Okay, which of the following is not most likely measure government of RBI takes to stop slide of Indian rupee? Do you need time to think about this question? In the next class, should we discuss this? Oh sir, chadvandi. Okay. See, easing conditions related to external commercial borrowing. When external commercial borrowing is there, definitely. So you have to understand that when you take time, I know that మీకు ఎకనామీ అయిందా? అచ్చా, దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వై ఇట్ ఈస్ బికమింగ్ డిఫికల్ట్. సో నేనేం చేస్తాను అంటే, ఐ విల్ నాట్ డిస్కస్ దిస్ ఆన్సర్. గో ఫస్ట్, టేక్ టైమ్, రీడ్ సమ్ బేసిక్స్ అబౌట్ దట్, అండ్ దెన్ యూ కెన్ ఆన్సర్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్. ఓకే, సో దెర్ ఆర్ 2 questions which I have included here. Effect of devaluation of currency is that it necessarily improves competitiveness of domestic exports. ఇది ఈజీ, యూ కెన్ ఆన్సర్. డివాల్యుయేషన్ ఎందుకు చేస్తారు? ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్ ప్రమోట్ చేయడానికి, కాంపిటేటివ్నెస్. ఇది కరెక్టా కాదా? ఎస్. ఇంక్రీజెస్ ద ఫారెన్ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ డొమెస్టిక్ కరెన్సీ. హౌ? డివాల్యుయేషన్ ఇస్ యు ఆర్ డిక్రీజింగ్ ద వాల్యూ. ఇంప్రూవ్స్ ద ట్రేడ్ బ్యాలెన్స్. ఇదొక్క పాయింట్ ట్రిక్కి. యాక్చువల్లీ ఎకనామీ బేసిక్స్ ప్రాపర్గా ఉంటే మీకు ఈజీగా అర్థమయ్యేది. అందరూ ఏమనుకుంటారంటే, సార్ వెన్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్ డివాల్యుయేషన్ అవర్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్ విల్ ఇంక్రీజ్. So in the long run it will improve trade balance. We think that it will improve trade balance. Actually the point here is it won't. Endukante in the long run when you are doing it deliberately, okay, it will impact your structures of economy. Okay, economy will be impacted. Okay, Sanchar Sati app. This is so much in the news. ANT ante, what is this Sanchar? Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, we have started late, no? Actually, it should have started at 11:30. It started at 11:45. Okay, I'll take 10 minutes more. Okay, Sanchar Sati app enti ante, this is a app which is promoted by Government of India. Government of India is saying that మీ ఫోన్ పోయింది అనుకోండి, ఓకే, మీ ఫోన్ పోయింది అనుకోండి, యూ కెన్ త్రూ దిస్ యాప్, ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ దిస్ యాప్, త్రూ దిస్ యాప్ యూ కెన్ లొకేట్ యువర్ ఫోన్. ఇప్పుడు మీ ఫోన్, మీరు సెకండ్ హ్యాండ్ ఫోన్ కొన్నారు. ఇంతకుముందు ఈ ఫోన్ టెర్రరిస్ట్ ఆపరేట్ చేస్తున్నాడు, సద్దాం హుసేన్ ఆపరేట్ చేశాడు. నౌ యూ పర్చేస్ దిస్ యాప్. డెఫినెట్లీ సద్దాం హుసేన్ యూజ్ చేసిన ఫోన్ మీరు వాడుతున్నారు అంటే దాంట్లో ఏదో మ్యాలిఫైడ్ యూసేజ్ కి యూజ్ చేసి ఉంటాడు కదా. అంటే రాంగ్ మీన్స్ కి ఎవరైనా ఫోన్ వాడి మీకు అమ్మింది అనుకోండి, మీన్స్ నథింగ్ బట్ యు ఆర్ బికమింగ్ ద విక్టిమ్. సో సంచార్ సాతి యాప్ ఈజ్ అన్ యాప్ డిజైన్డ్ బై గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా టు మేక్ ష్యూర్ టు క్రియేట్ దట్ అవేర్నెస్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఫోన్ లో మీకు తెలుసు కదా, IMEI నెంబర్ అని ఉంటది. ఎవ్రీ ఫోన్ హ్యాస్ అన్ యూనిక్ నెంబర్ కాల్డ్ IMEI. యూనిక్ నెంబర్ అనుకుంటారు చూడండి. Government of India have decided, after investigation, after research, it has been found out that IMEI numbers కూడా ఫోర్జరీ చేస్తున్నారు. అంటే ఫోన్ లో IMEI నెంబర్ ఉంటుంది చూడండి, అది కూడా ఫోర్జరీ చేస్తున్నారు. ఈ ఫోర్జరీ ప్రొటెక్షన్ ఉండాలి. వీ హ్యావ్ టు బికమ్ ఫ్రీ ఫ్రమ్ ఫాల్సిఫికేషన్, fabrication of genuine information. Ivi, when you want to stay away from fraud, Government of India has developed a app called Sanchar Sati. ఈ సంచార్ సాతి యాప్ వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు అంటే, యువర్ ఫోన్ అంటే ఈ EMI నెంబర్, ఇస్ ఇట్ జెన్యూన్లీ యువర్ దిస్ నెంబర్? ఇప్పుడు యూ హ్యావ్ పర్చేస్డ్ ఎ ఫోన్ ఒరిజినల్ ప్యాకేజ్ తోనే వచ్చింది. బట్ పాయింట్ ఏంటి అంటే, ప్యాకింగ్ అనేది ఎలా చేశారు అంటే వాళ్ళు ఒరిజినల్ గా చేశారు, బట్ దిస్ ఫోన్ వాజ్ ఎర్లియర్ యూజ్డ్ బై సమ్మన్. లేకపోతే ఆ IMEI నెంబర్ ఉన్న చూడండి, ఫార్జరీ చేసి మీ ఫోన్ కి అటాచ్ చేశాడు. సో ఫర్ సపోజ్ ఎక్కడనో టెర్రరిస్ట్ అటాక్ అయింది, దే విల్ సే దట్ ఆ ఫోన్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఏమని ఇస్తారంటే మీ IMEI నెంబర్ వచ్చేలా ఇస్తారు. యూ విల్ బికమ్ ద విక్టిమ్. యు అండర్స్టాండ్ మై పాయింట్? సో దిస్ way it is happening, terrorists or people who are involving in illegal activities, they are using this. Government ఏం చేసింది అంటే, to make you protect from this type of frauds, they have promoted a Sanchar Sati app. When you install this app, when you write your IMEI number, this is my IMEI number, is this IMEI number is attached to my phone or not అని క్వశ్చన్ అడగగానే they will give the details. That app was developed in such a way. అని లేకపోతే కొంతమంది ఏం చేస్తున్నారు అంటే, చెప్తాను చూడండి, మీరు ఫోన్ నుంచి సిమ్ తీయంగానే ఫోన్ షుడ్ నాట్ ఆపరేట్. బట్ సమ్ పీపుల్ using that phone, by removing that SIM also, they are using that phone and operating WhatsApp, because that WhatsApp is installed in that phone and WhatsApp was earlier used in that phone. So this way there was so much of fraud which is happening. So Government of India in this ante, to protect people, they have developed this Sanchar Sati app. Okay, now we understood what is Sanchar Sati app, how it is protecting people. When I was explaining, you think that this is done for a good intention. Yes, the intention of Government of India is very good. But ఈ సంచార్ సాతి యాప్ అంటే ఏంటి అంటే, మీరు ఫోన్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయగానే వాట్సాప్ వాళ్ళకు అన్ని డీటెయిల్స్ ఇస్తారా లేదా? వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్, మీ చిన్నప్పుడు నిక్ నేమ్ ఏంది, ఓకే, నన్ను నా ఫ్రెండ్స్ అంతా పంది అని పిలిచిండు కొంతమంది అని చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి. ట్రివియల్ పర్సనల్ డేటా ఉంటుంది చూడండి. పర్సనల్ డేటా అంతా వాట్సాప్ కానీ ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ లో వి విల్ స్టోర్. మీన్స్ నథింగ్ బట్ హూ ఈస్ ఆపరేటింగ్ దట్ యాప్, they will have their access. Government is also operating this app. See, third party ante WhatsApp em cheptadante, WhatsApp eppudaina మీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మిస్యూజ్ చేస్తే you can go and file a case. But government is using your data. If at all, first of all, government మీ మీద స్నూపింగ్ చేయాలి అంటే, if at all they use your personal information, government is asking to install that app. Tomorrow their opposition ఏం చెప్తుందంటే, this app will become a device for snooping. అంటే మీరు ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తున్నారు, ఎవరితో మాట్లాడుతున్నారు, మీ గర్ల్ ఫ్రెండ్ తో ఏం మాట్లాడుతున్నారు, మీ బాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్ తో మాట్లాడిన తర్వాత ఇంకో బాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్ తో మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ఓకే, ఇవన్నీ ఇట్ ఈస్ వైస్ వర్సా. ఓకే, అబ్బాయిలు కూడా అలా చేస్తున్నారు, అమ్మాయిలు కూడా అలానే చేస్తున్నారు. సో when we are talking about this, so if at all a government app is installed, this might become a new snooping tool, and some people are questioning it. You understand my point? Misuse. Either మీ డేటానైనా మిస్యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, through this app they might also misuse, they might gather your secret information, secretly they can misuse your information. So this is the reason why government against this initiative many people have protested. Opposition has created a ruckus saying that this will be used as a tool for snooping. మీ ఫోన్ ని స్నూప్ చేస్తుంది గవర్నమెంట్, దట్ ఈస్ ద థింగ్. బట్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఏం క్లారిఫికేషన్ ఇచ్చిందంటే, ఇంతవరకు ఏం చెప్పిందంటే కంపల్సరీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఇన్స్టాల్ దిస్ యాప్ అన్నారు. నౌ గవర్నమెంట్ ఈస్ సేయింగ్ దట్ ఇఫ్ ఎట్ ఆల్ యూ డోంట్ వాంట్ యూ కెన్ అన్ఇన్స్టాల్ దిస్ యాప్. ప్రాబ్లం అన్ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసి ఓకే, ప్రాబ్లం ఏమొస్తుంది అంటే మీరు కొన్ని యాప్స్ చూసారా, ఇన్బిల్ట్ యాప్స్ ఉంటాయి చూడండి, యూ కెనాట్ అన్ఇన్స్టాల్, యూ కెన్ జస్ట్ డిసేబుల్ ఇట్. అంటే ఆ యాప్ అలానే ఉంటుంది, ఇన్బిల్ట్ యాప్. సో ఇప్పుడు మెనీ పీపుల్ ఆర్ సేయింగ్ దట్ దిస్ యాప్, if government is saying that from 2026 March, all the mobile phones which is operating in India, all the mobile phone operators in India, they have to install that app and sell the phone. So this is becoming a cause of concern. That is the problem with respect to Sanchar Sathi app. Okay, now go through this with this explanation, everything is I have explained. ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి అంటే, there is a concept called right to privacy. Nowadays we are talking about privacy. Right to privacy is a fundamental right under case Puttuswamy judgment 2017. Supreme Court of India have said that right to privacy is a fundamental right. Now they are saying that you can compromise on privacy, you can make laws relating to privacy if there is any law, if there is any law which is allowing that, which is now Sanchar Sathi app will collect your private will impact your privacy. You understand my point? So Puttuswamy judgment, Supreme Court has said that if you are making any initiative with respect to right to privacy, affecting right to privacy, there should be a law formulated for that. Legality should be there, necessity should be there, is it really necessary, and proportionality should be there, is there a less harmful way. So the question here is, many people are saying that the Sanchar Sathi app, okay, Sanchar Sathi app, will it follows this test? Okay, some people are saying that, as government is saying that you can uninstall, some people are saying that yes, it can follow. Some people are saying that no, it will be misused by government. So the debate is revolving here, right to privacy versus Sanchar Sathi. Especially the problem here is, by default it is being installed in the mobile phones. Okay, so India climbs to third in Asia Power Index. There is a institute called Lowy Institute. This is in Australia. Okay, this institute is saying that India has become third in Asia Power Index. So in Asia Power Index, there are 27 or 30 countries based on economic credibility, military capability, human resources, future generation. There are certain parameters. Based on that, they will be ranking the countries. Now India is standing as a third most powerful in an index called Asia Power Index. See, it is not only talking about Asian countries. The name of this is Asia Power Index. There are also other countries also. Now, why India is ranked third is, India is ranked third is economic growth, rising military capability, and improved investment attractiveness. And point ఏంది అంటే, ఇండియా థర్డ్ ర్యాంక్ అవ్వడానికి మేజర్ రీజన్ ఏంది అంటే ఎకనామిక్ క్యాపబిలిటీ అండ్ ఫ్యూచర్ రిసోర్సెస్. ఇండియా హ్యావ్ ఫ్యూచర్ రిసోర్స్, హ్యూమన్ క్రెడిబిలిటీ ఉందా లేదా, డెమోగ్రఫిక్ డివిడెంట్ ఉందా లేదా. సో యుఎస్ఏ ఇస్ ఫస్ట్, చైనా ఇస్ సెకండ్. అదే చెప్పండి చూడండి, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ ఏషియన్ కంట్రీస్, ఇండియా ఇస్ థర్డ్. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ Japan. Coffee sector brews record size, means coffee production has increased in India. India ranks 7th globally, producing 3.6 lakh tons. So out of all the which is produced, 70% is exported. Okay, now coffee production in India, traditionally we are producing, what are the major coffee productions? Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Now we are focusing on expanding to non-traditional areas, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, northeastern states. ఎందుకు బూస్ట్ అవుతుంది అంటే బికాస్ జిఎస్టీ has reduced, we reduced GST. Okay, what are the climatic conditions which is conducible for coffee? Ideal temperature between 15 to 24 degrees Celsius. Extreme heat or cold reduces yield, అంటే టెంపరేచర్ ఫ్లక్చువేషన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉండొద్దు. షేడ్ గ్రోన్ కాఫీ, okay, unique to India. Within the shade also they will coffee growing is happening. India grows all coffee under a 2-tier mixed shade canopy using evergreen leguminous trees. Okay, now Coffee Board of India. So benefits of you see, actually why I am discussing this is there is a question which is asked in UPSC. Coffee board, okay, coffee board, rubber board, tea board, tobacco board, this was asked. So that is the reason why we have to understand what is this coffee board also. Coffee board established under Coffee Act of 1942, functions under the Ministry of Commerce. Structure 33 members including chairman, secretary. Promotion of coffee production, research, marketing, support quality production and export promotion. So what are the temperate requirements, temperature requirement, climate requirements? Relating to that, there was a question which is asked. Coffee boards related ekkadundi ani. What is the headquarters of coffee board? Coffee board headquarters is in coffee board headquarters. No, coffee board headquarters is in, like, list the following, select the correct answers. Like coffee board, Bangalore, rubber board, tea and tobacco board. Tea board is in Kolkata. Okay, tea board is in Kolkata. I think it is not actually Guntur Gadanukunta. Option is different. I think when I was making it, I made that change. ఈ క్వశ్చన్ కొంచెం ఎడిట్ చేయాలి. యాక్చువల్లీ రబ్బర్ బోర్డ్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ Bangalore. See, this question options are wrong. Okay, tea board is in Kolkata, that is for sure. Tobacco board is in Guntur, and coffee board is in coffee board is in, I think A, sir, B anukunta. One is coffee board is okay, coffee board is Bangalore. Actually this is what కాఫీ అందరు ఏమనుకుంటారు అంటే కేరళ ఈస్ ఫేమస్, బట్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ హైయెస్ట్ ప్రొడ్యూసర్ ఇస్ కర్ణాటక. ఓకే, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ బి ఆప్షన్. కాఫీ బోర్డ్ ఇస్ బెంగళూరు, నెక్స్ట్ రబ్బర్ బోర్డ్ ఇస్ ఇన్ కొట్టాయం, అండ్ టొబాకో బోర్డ్ ఇస్ ఇన్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్, టీ బోర్డ్ ఇస్ ఇన్ కోల్కతా. So this is the question, and there are also, they have asked another question with respect to that. Coffee plants require hot, humid climate. Just now we have seen no. With that options you can easily understand. Okay, so try to answer these questions. Anyways, we will end our session here.